that there is in the show that speak in a house that was divided by the war because the parents of this little child were separated. On a side of the wall there was the father, on the other side there was the mother, and in the middle there was his room. And it was a very bad situation. At display speak about the wars. Because there is a moment where after Berlin's wall collapsed, now the people think to defeat themselves, to build other new walls. And this for me is very surprising, because I thought that after the finish of these Berlin walls, the human understanding that it was not so good this way to do for the communication, for everything, because this war creates a lot of suffering in the people, divide relatives and the people. And so, but now, because the humans are very easy to forget, they are thinking to build other world everywhere. And so this show speak about how is very bad this situation, not only for the nation, but also for the people. I imagine that because they are Albanian, they understand very well the meaning of how is bad the war, because Albania are in Europe and also in USA, often in the condition to be immigrants. So I think that they can understand very and agree with me that the war are very bad, because they live the bad consequences of this way to put a border, no, between nation and the people. One night, I was working around this center, and I saw a little Moscow, and I decided to enter inside this Moscow, where there were some men that was praying. And when I went there, and I was very curious to see how they pray. They was very kind with me and say, okay, you can enter, you can see, you can go, there is no problem. So, the most strong thing that I saw in Elbasan is the pacific living between Christian and Muslim without any conflict. And for me, because here there are not economic interests, is a very good example that this could exist, that is not a dream, and so this city is a simple way, a humble way to live, is an example in this moment for me, for all the world. The artists always have strength they can tell the truth. They can see the truth. This is the way of the artist. That if someone don't put them in prison, they can see the truth and they can speak about with the. So it's important for that, because they have not other aim. But this is the work of art. See the contradiction and try to open the eyes of the people about something that may be the daily life that is too rush to work, they cannot to think, no? So you say, okay, a moment, for me art is not only amusement, entertainment, how the power maybe won't become. For me, art could be a moment where the people can reflect themselves in a speech and see something, you know. Some artists have a big problem of economic problem of surviving. If, for example, in Italy now there is a power that is against immigration, all the production that go in this direction, they cut the money. So also me, I produce something. I work with the national ministry. I do a project like this, and they cut. They are not interested in this moment. But of course, I believe in this thing. I try to find maybe other source, economic source, but I want to go on. No, it's not so simple. In this sense, it's not so simple. It's not so simple.
Okay.
Absolutely. My situation is very strange because I never emigrate. We have a strong sense of belong our land, because Sardinia is an island, and is an island where its identity, culture is very strong. We have song, we have dances, we have wine, cake, everything that of course we like. And all that time I go out Sardinia, the idea don't come back make me very sad. So I am a sort of spectator of this change. Also in my town that arrive a lot of change in the heart of the city. Now is a multiracial heart, the center. And there are a lot of transforming that maybe, I don't know if belong to me, or this change belong to the next generation, that the young, that live something that for me is new, for them is the normal, because they was born when the situation was already like that. So they are 3 years old, 5 years old, walk in the city in the center and see a lot of black people and women and this and that are there. So when he grow, for him this is normal. Mm-hmm. For me, no, because when I was 5, 6, I get around the city. We don't know black. We know that the black exists only in television. Or there was not a television about the tale of my father that do the war in Africa and speak about this black. For something very, very far, or put an object of joke, something like that. You know? So the change are very strong, but maybe not for me. Maybe it's something that regard the new, the young, your generation. Okay. Is a problem of your generation, I think.